Howdy y'all. Today I'll be going over the best way to take your toothbrush with you on any trip. In my opinion, one of the best ways to take your toothbrush on any trip is to actually bring it in a case such as this. So what this is it's just a plastic case and it has a lid, and the lid has holes in it so it can vent any air, moisture out. So this is not a large toothbrush, but it's not one of the miniature size ones. Some packages, you'll notice if you try and find these, it will actually have a cap on the end and you put your toothbrush on the end and you can brush your teeth that way. But I've had one of those. The issue I had with it was when you're brushing your teeth, sometimes it'll just fall off because the lid, you're trying to scrape your teeth. You're not exactly gentle all the time. So I'd recommend something that holds a regular toothbrush, even if it's a medium sized one, which this one's medium to large size, but it's not large. It just goes inside. You put a little cap on. If it's nice and snug, but it's easy to come off too. So you're not going to be ripping it off, but it's nice and snug, and this thing can be any which direction. It's not even going to fall out there. And if it does get loose over time, there's nothing wrong with that. You can put a rubber band on it. I've seen some folks do that, but so far this one has treated me very well. I've used this in motorhomes, trips on planes, driving cross country. I've used it on trips in a bus where everyone's throwing their bags on top of mine, and it's still solid, no cracks. A little wear and tear, but it's nothing to really talk about. It doesn't show any huge scratches. It doesn't show any cracks. It's not bent. It's just all around great. And the reason I wanted to mention this because I've gone on trips where I put the toothbrush in a plastic Ziploc bag. And yes, it works. It takes less space than this. It only basically takes whatever the zipper part is and pretty much the toothbrush. But it gets all slimy in there. Even if you wash off your toothbrush and you try and let it dry out a little bit before you pack away, it's still gonna be wet in there. And this, it may have a little moisture on it, but it has the vent on it. And it lets air go in and out, even if you don't have much air in the bag that you're traveling with, suitcase, what have you. But it does allow for some air movement. Whereas a Ziploc bag, whatever moisture's in there, it's just in there. Any toothpaste on there, it gets the inside all slimy, and then even if you try and clean it, it's gonna get disgusting. And you don't want to be packing a ton of Ziploc bags, otherwise you might as well just have this if you're gonna be packing a bunch of Ziploc bags for your toothbrush. And again, if you want to try the Ziploc bag, it does work if you really need that extra space. If you really need to cut out some of this, Ziploc bags do work. But just heads up, it will get a little nasty in there. Not like bacteria. I've never had bacteria, mold grow in there. But when I'm trying to get extra space, I left this at home and just took a toothbrush in the plastic bag because I'm not going without a toothbrush. I need to brush my teeth. I'm not going to be disgusting like that. I just like to keep my teeth clean, so I need my toothbrush. Again, if you want to try the Ziploc bag, you can try it at home. I would recommend that before you go on a trip. So that way, if you want to have the option of having something like this, you can buy it at home before you buy it at an airport, at a train station, bus station. Sometimes we'll carry this, but they're gonna be expensive if you're buying it there. Whereas you can just buy it online, much cheaper, have it sent to the house, whatnot. It's a lot better than buying it at a traveling facility of some sort, because you're there, they got you, they're gonna price gouge you. So again, if you want to try the Ziploc bag method, it does work, but it's going to get a little gooey in there. It's going to stay moist and wet, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's not mold, like I said before. It's not terrible. It's just, for me, I don't like it to feel disgusting when I'm pulling it out. It's wet from the morning earlier, from the prior hotel I was at, or from night before if I'm driving somewhere overnight. So I do love taking this and putting it in my bag because it's just something that works for me. So let me know what y'all think. Do y'all have any other methods? Let me know how they work. I'm curious to read them, and I'll see y'all in the next video.